How do I actually start a therapy session? You've gone through all the training, the supervision, the coursework, and then you sit down in front of a real client. Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'm a licensed psychotherapist. And today we're talking about something every new therapist has probably worried about at some point. How do I actually start a therapy session? You've gone through all the training, the supervision, the coursework, and then you sit down in front of a real client. And your brain suddenly goes, wait, what do I say? This video is for you if you're a new therapist, if you're in practicum, or if you just want to feel a little bit more grounded and confident walking into those first few minutes of a therapy session with a client, whether it's a brand new client or if it's one of your regular clients. So let's start here. The first few minutes of a therapy session that sets the tone. Your job isn't to jump in and start fixing anything. It's actually to create safety. A lot of new clients come into therapy feeling anxious or guarded or unsure if they're going to be judged by their therapist. And new therapists, well, we feel that too. We can feel really nervous about saying the right thing or asking the right question or the perfect question. But really, the best way to start a session is just by being present, being regulated, being warm, and just being human. Like, you're not performing, you're connecting. Ask if they would like a cup of tea or water. Make sure that your space is inviting, clear of clutter, and pleasant. Have soft overhead lights, cozy blankets, and really calming artwork. The environment actually really helps to create a sense of safety. It's really important. Let's break this down into two situations. One, when it's the first session with a new client, and two, when you're seeing someone in an ongoing session. For a first session, I usually start with something like, hi, I'm really glad you're here. I know that starting therapy can feel like a really big step, and it's completely okay if you're nervous or unsure of what to expect. You're definitely not alone in that. Right off the bat, I'm normalizing the discomfort, and I'm not rushing them, and I'm just showing up feeling calm and grounded so that they can start to settle. And then I'll move into some gentle structure. So before I dive in and we dive in, I'm just gonna walk you through how I work, what confidentiality looks like, and then we'll talk about what brings you here. And you don't have to have a perfect answer or anything or a neat story. We can just start from wherever feels natural for you. From here, I might ask, what made you reach out to come see me? What do you feel would be helpful for us to explore together? Or even what would you like to be different as a result of us working together? The key here is to invite and not interrogate. We want to really ease them into the space and titrate how much information we're asking for. When you're working with someone for the long term, you don't need to reinvent the wheel every single week, thank goodness. But it's still also really intentional about how we open the space. So I often start an ongoing session with, hey, it's so good to see you. What did you notice after our last appointment and in between our sessions? Did anything arise for you? It's open-ended, but also gives them some structure to check in with themselves and to maybe reflect on their notes that they might have taken. If someone's coming in and it's really heavy, they're clearly dysregulated, I'm going to start with, okay, maybe we just need to just regulate our nervous system and just take a few breaths and look outside for a few moments. It's simple, it's human, there's no need to be therapist-y kind of thing. We just need to help regulate their nervous system. Now let's talk about those moments when you as the therapist feels anxious. Like when a client walks in and they say, I don't know what to talk about, and they just stare at you. Again, it's totally normal, we're human, right? Your job is to hold space. It is not your job to rescue the silence. Your job is to regulate yourself when you're feeling anxious, and that helps to co-regulate your client. We can say, that's okay. We don't have to have an agenda today, and I might dive into some past stuff. Or we can sit in this quiet for a little bit if that's what you need. Is there a part of you that wants to speak but feels unsure? Sometimes just naming the awkwardness is what helps to diffuse it, and trust that the relationship is going to work. The conversation doesn't have to be perfect. Being present goes a long way. So let's wrap this up. Starting a therapy session isn't about having the most insightful question or diving straight into trauma work. I would avoid that. It's about meeting your client client where they are, being curious and caring. Start slow, be warm, be present, and let the session unfold instead of trying to control it. And if you're new to therapy, give yourself permission to keep learning. You will find your voice as a therapist with time. If this was helpful, feel free to subscribe or leave a comment in the questions. I'd love to support you on your journey. Thanks for being here. You got this.